Hi there, welcome back. For those of you who pushed on YouTube, you push the next one. For those of you on TV, it's been a week. So let's get on here. As you can tell, I got some fresh stories for you. I also got some funny stories here. I also got some serious stories, and then I got stories of my own. So hang on, we're going to have a little fun here, and then maybe we'll find out some new stuff that wasn't going on. I am still working on the audio for the BSU game. Now, my next prediction for the next BSU game is basically this. They're going to win by squeaker. They are going to have a little hard fight. Now, Meridian Speedway, I like to say hi to you guys out there running around in circles. I'd like to get in and watch, but basically I don't have enough money to get in, so I just listen from the outside. And for those of you at other racetracks, hey, keep the pedal down and keep the wheels on the ground and keep turning left. As if you turn right, you're going to hit that dang wall, and you don't want to mess your car up. Now, it's been a week for some of you. Some of you, it's just been 3 seconds because basically you just had to click the new button. But here we go. We're going to talk about some fun stuff today. Like, as you know, when the economy goes down, consumer confidence goes down as well. But what you need to do, and I just totally blew this whole thing again. I forgot to mention who I am. I'm Mike Bullen. I am with NNIN, which is Not Necessarily Idaho News, which I'll be talking about stuff that doesn't pertain to Idaho, but will pertain to Idaho, and sometimes I don't like making stories up. Now, I'm going to get on here. As you know, the economy, we're in a downturn, and it's flattened out, and we're hopefully making it go up. Well, in Idaho, we haven't hit rock bottom. We just skimmed the top, and now we're going up. Because consumer confidence here in Idaho is still high. Now, our bond rating is not so high. That's where municipalities go and say, hey, let's get a bond for this project. Let's get this for this project. Well, that's kind of low right now. We used to be a AAA rated state. Now we're down to a double B, which means if we go any lower, we won't get bonds to help us out. But to pick everybody up, here are the top 10 cities to earn a living. Now, I'm going to go in order here. These are cities that are described by Forbes, Better Living, Healthcare, Technology, Energy Draw, and other rankings that, well, it goes etc., on it. Number 10 is Denver, Colorado. And number 9, Kansas City, Missouri, where my uncle is. And he is the mayor of a large city. Atlanta, Georgia, where we talked about in the last one, where there was a sex scandal involving a basement and strip clubs. Seattle, Washington, that's where we talked about the sniper. St. Louis, Missouri. Washington, D.C., Austin, Texas. Minneapolis, Minnesota. And boy, why isn't Idaho anywhere in here? Well, let's see. Let's look at this page. Oh, it's on the back. No. Well, I'm guessing Idaho's probably in the top 15, but it's Houston and Dallas. They are the top 10. So basically, we need to get our consumer confidence up a little higher. And also, we need to stop hoarding our money and just go out and spend it on stuff we need. Not like cash for clunkers where that money was dried up real quick and went real fast. I'm talking about people smiling, helping. And one thing that can help is back in the 80s, is the state of Idaho helped out entrepreneurs. Those are people who start up their own businesses in their garage or in their basement, and then it grew and grew, and now they have coffee shops and whatnot. But basically they're stagnated because basically the state and the local municipalities will not help them out with funding or any resources to help them grow. And so they stay stifled. And the tax base is pretty high too. Now, I'm not going to get on a soapbox and bore you to death, but I know for a fact that the film industry would come to Idaho a lot more like they did in the 80s and 90s. But we have such restrictive taxes. You come in, you got to pay, 5 cents on every dime to make a movie here in Idaho. That's why, like Napoleon Dynamite, you might have thought it was all made in Twin. It wasn't. It was made in Twin and Utah, where the taxes are lower for companies that come in and do one-shot things. So if they would lift that up, that would help out our movie industry majorly. Because I remember back in the 80s, a guy running for lieutenant governor, I will probably remember his name later, he wanted to build a theme park in Nampa. He had a great idea, great everything. The restrictive laws, he went to Utah with it. It's gone. So hopefully we can get something going here, because with the restrictive laws like that, it hurts everybody. Okay, well, let's digress. We're going to talk about a little more about the housing industry, and then I'm going to move off for a little bit. I'll go to this pile, or I'll probably go to this one next. That's a good story there. The EPA investigates Chinese drywall. That's right. That's that little whiteboard that's put on the wall. You tape, texture, mud, and paint it. Well, years ago we had a problem because a lot of our drywall came from Canada. It had 50% asbestos in it, which is not good, because if you cut it, you got the asbestos flakes floating around. Now they're having the same problem. Remember the floods and the hurricanes in the southern part? Yeah, Katrina and Rita, and Florida gets hit with hurricanes at least 4 times a year. Well, it turns out the drywall that they're getting has asbestos and is not made to code. So basically, you splash a little water on it, the thing turns to Play-Doh. So that's real funny right there. In Canada, it's basically almost the same thing, but theirs didn't turn to Play-Doh. Now we gotta go south of the border here. We picked on Canada, we picked on China, now we gotta pick on Mexico. As you know, there's a big drug trade, human trade, and all the gangsters are in their prison, because the gangsters built their prison, so they just watch them say, "Hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm going down to the store to pick me up a smoke. I'll come back later." Okay, bye. That's how easy it is to escape out of those prisons. Well, about a dozen hooded gunmen burst into the Mexican rehabilitation clinic near the U.S. border and lined up patients and killed 17 of them. In other words, they just said, "Get against the wall, we're going to shoot you." I don't know why they would up against the wall when they said they were going to shoot them. Basically, it's 2 rival gangs trying to deal for the best portion of the pie. As you remember me saying earlier, you got the drug trade, the human trade, and then the political trade. And they all run by one person. And that person probably ordered another gang to kill another gang. So, sorry to hear about that. Next story. Uh-oh, I just looked down at the clock. I can't go to this story, well, so we're going to save this for after the break, or for those of you watching on YouTube, just click the button again.